everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're talking about Hellboy. This is Volume 3, The Chained Coffin, and Others. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent. Yes, we're playing with some lights. We've got a new microphone, so bear with me here. But we're talking about Hellboy. This is Volume 3 of the old trade paperbacks. Again, this is not in the omnibuses. This is a separate trade. These are the old versions of collecting Hellboy. So if you're looking at the omnibuses here over my shoulder, I have, the last two. But I don't have any of the short stories. You know why? Because these trades are actually better. Number one, because they have this awesome page before like every two where Mike Mignola writes a paragraph about what he was thinking, what he drew from, what his inspirations were for each story, what he loves about it, what he added to it, that kind of stuff. This information is not in those omnibuses. It's not in the short stories omnibuses, where a lot of this stuff actually resides, probably in Volume 1 if I had to guess. I don't have those. I chose to keep these old ones because they have these awesome, basically like introductions before every two stories, which are cool. This one, like my last Hellboy video, I said that was the true start of Hellboy because you got rid of Mike with John Byrne. He was no longer scripting. It's all Mike Mignola. That is true here as well. So if you like Volume 2, which was, let's look, Wake the Devil, you will probably like Volume 3, Chained Coffin, and Others, or like stick around. And Hellboy's short stories are something to themselves. They're very fun. A lot of them are short. Some of them are 2 pages. Some of them are 8 pages. Some of them are 10, 12. Some of them are even like 2 issues. There's 2 issues in here at the very end called Almost Colossus. And it's about Roger the homunculus we met at the end of Wake the Devil. So that is very cool. So all Mike Mignola artwork here. Lots of different colorists. And you can see his style changing a little bit also. Like from what he does now with Hellboy, is a lot more simplistic than what he does here. And I know that sounds funny to you because his Hellboy here is very simplistic also, but just imagine Mignola getting even simpler with his lines or a little bit more cruder. And that's the Hellboy that we're going to get towards the end of the series. So to see a little bit more detail in here is cool. I really enjoy that part of Hellboy, but it's a whole lot of fun. Now, I gotta say, I agree with most people in this book. The Corpse, the first story here, is probably the best story in this whole volume. Maybe one of the best Hellboy stories ever. It's basically Hellboy dragging around this corpse, and he has to find a proper burial place for him. But he tries 4 different graveyards, they all have something wrong, and finally he finds the right one just before time is supposed to expire, and some curse falls upon Hellboy and this corpse, and he has to fight some monsters and stuff to bury him. It's silly, it's simple, but it works. And it works so well because you have Mignola's artwork, his storytelling style, his humor, all that stuff working in here to tell a phenomenal little short story. And if that doesn't make you fall in love with the Hellboy short stories, I don't know what's wrong with you, but maybe you shouldn't be reading Hellboy. Because half the fun is the short stories, right? Also, this idea of a corpse hanging around Hellboy's neck, you may have seen it in one of the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movies. I don't know if it was 1 or 2. I believe it was 1, but it made its appearance in there also. So it had a similar, it had a plot thing going on with that, but it's pulled from here basically. The Wolves of St. August is also in here. I thought that was cool, where you have this town that's gets decimated by werewolves, and you have to figure out why. And Hellboy goes on the hunt, and it doesn't have Liz Sherman following him all the time. It's this other girl, the blonde. That wasn't Wolves of St. August. This one is, what's her name? He calls her Kid, Katie. That's where it is here. Katie, she's like a occult expert following Hellboy, and a lot of his adventures here in the modern storytelling are taking place with her. Although we do catch up with Abe Sapien and Liz at the end with the Almost Colossus storyline. So The two longer ones are Almost Colossus and The Wolves of St. August. I think Wolves of St. August might be in omnibuses. Like I feel like those are collecting the stories in like timeline order, unless they're a short story. So maybe that's how they're doing it. But I really do like the little introductions here from these smaller trade paperbacks. So if you're looking to collect Hellboy and you think that might appeal to you, check a secondhand bookstore, check online, see if you can get them at a little bit of a discount. Was $17.95. They're out of print, so they might not sell those. Like I think the only thing they're selling now are the big trade paperback omnibuses, but these are worth seeking out if you want those introductions. Or if you have your old collections, don't throw them away. These don't have something that these do. So there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. I really like this story. I hope you do too. And I will see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.